Guys, today's a crazy fucking day. Podcast guest, it is Addison fucking Ray. Or as I call her, Addie.
Addie.
Do people call you Addie?
Yeah, my family calls me Addie, and like, yeah, I feel like friends from home call me Addie.
Well, I just added myself to everyone, and that's how like now like my followers and my listeners they're like when we refer to you, it's as Addie, like your Addie test. And I told you when you got in here, first of all, that she looks gorgeous. She's in leather pants, high heels. It's 3 p.m. I'm in sweatpants per fucking usual. And did you see that I got your merch one day and literally put it on and danced my life away? I'm obsessed with Obsessed, Addison.
I love that you're obsessed with Obsessed.
I'm obsessed with
Katie,
Obsessed.
like, always make sure I see everything. I cannot speak right now. Katie makes sure I see everything. And I'm like, I love this.
Oh, she's so cute. Listen, when your song came out, I think it was after a few months and maybe a lot of Justin Bieber songs. I don't remember what it was. There were a lot of like male songs coming out. And then your song came out and I really genuinely felt like it was the song we've been waiting for. Like I genuinely felt like I needed that like Britney Spears vibe. That's something I can dance to my bed and like feel like, which I think is the first like story I did was like, I just wanted to be you in that video. I was like, if I was a singer, I would want to wear those white pants.
Yeah. The Dickies.
They're Dickies. Oh, and the black boots and what was it? Like a corset.
A lace corset, yeah.
And the dance moves. It was just like the song that I like felt like we needed in the world. And I put it like every story, like everything, like I told you before, like thank me for your streams. But you just reached how many streams right now?
20 million. It's so crazy. I feel like, yeah, it's so funny. I'm so glad you felt it. I feel like it's like it was very different from a lot of music that was coming out. I think it like doesn't sound anything like it. And I got to like work with people. I had worked with this people I wrote the song with, the co-writers and the producer that I did for like a minute before that. And then finally we did Obsessed one day and I was like, oh, this just feels so right. Like every time I listened to it, I was like, it just feels good. And there's like synths in it, and I love synths so much.
What are synths?
Synths, it's like this specific. I mean, it can be so many different sounds, which is why it's kind of hard to describe. But if I put the song on, you'd be able to like, I could tell you, it's like do in the background.
Oh,
it's like kind of like
okay. Oh, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, but it's like Nelly Furtado used to use, or like Timbaland, I guess, would use like a lot of synths, and so I always loved that kind of like synthy sound.
It's because that's what I'm saying. Like it has that like when we're like Nelly, and that
like
was like 2000s, right? 2000s. So that's the vibe it had for me. It had like next Britney. You're both from Louisiana.
Britney can never be replaced.
I know but the vibes. And like I said, like every female artist, I feel like I talk about this a lot, is like always performs in like a leotard vibe and like high heels, and that's why I just love the Dickies, love the boots, love the vibe. Just want to touch on that real quick because when I read your LA Times article, it said that you want to focus more on acting, which we'll talk about your movie that I love also. But I got sad for a minute because I was like, what does that mean? What does that mean about music?
It does not mean I'll ever stop music. I love music so much. Like, it's actually indescribable. And like, I still go to the studio like very often, and like, I just made another song recently that I like really love. I feel like you'd love it too. It's like super like kind of like it's definitely different than Obsessed, but like I've made so many songs. I have probably like over 100 at this point. None of them that are like mixed and mastered and finished, but just like ones I'm working on. I'm still going to the studio and stuff, but I think I've realized that I want to be more patient when it comes to music, just because I'm still figuring out exactly like the right direction for me and like what that means as me, like as an artist, and like trying to like keep them separate and like still putting 100% effort into them whenever I'm doing it. And the movie just came out, so I really want to make sure I'm like putting my time into that for the time being, and then, you know, continue working on music and like exercising my abilities to like write and, you know, figure out my sound and things like that, but also like give it its time. I want it to be like right. I want it to like, I don't want to like rush out an album or an EP and like then regret it later on, because, you know, it really does matter kind of what you give people in that sense.
Because, like, on one hand, you could release tomorrow.
Totally.
You're saying,
I have so many songs,
and so many fans would die. But you're like, no, have to be patient, have to wait for, like, the right time and the right thing.
I just feel perfect, you know?
I don't remember. Was I dreaming? There was, like, one day where it felt like you were kind of, like, playing. Like, did you ever kind of, like, hint at, like, a song or something?
I put out a clip, like a snippet, if you will, of a song. It's called I Got It Bad.
Yeah.
I love that song so much. It's very poppy, but we were like going to put it out, and then we were kind of like, maybe we should wait, just because I wasn't like 100% sure on it, and I feel like it's never good to do something if like, you're not going to feel 100% about it. With Obsessed, I was like, I love this song, like it's perfect, and then I feel like even then I wish I would have like questioned everything a little bit more, just so it felt extra right.
It was extra right. It was extra right.
It was extra right.
It was extra right.
But, you know, like now I'm like kind of questioning things a little bit more. Not in the sense of like doubting myself, but more like, okay, does it feel 100% perfect? Like for me, not like perfect as in for everyone else, because I don't think that'll ever be possible to be perfect for everyone. But like for me and like my, I guess, mind and like creative part of me, I just wanted to feel like exactly right.
So how did you, from TikTok dancer, were you a dancer growing up?
Yeah.
Okay.
I started competitive dance. I think I was like 7 or 8, like when I did competitive dance. But like I signed up for dance class when I was like 5 or 6.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I've been dancing ever since then. I kind of like haven't been dancing recently, which is sad because I love to dance so much. And I'm nowhere near where I was like when I was doing it every single day. You know, like I can still do all the splits, don't get me wrong. I stretch, but as far as
wink,
like
wink.
dancing,
Cough, cough.
Got the splits on lock.
Why, you feel like when you're doing it every day, you're like better?
Oh, 100%.
Oh, really?
I think anyone that dances could tell you the same thing. Like you just like, I guess like your body doesn't forget how to move, but like it just isn't as fluid and like natural when you don't exercise it, which is with anything, you know, like you have to really exercise your crafts to make sure they're always good. Even with talking, it's like with the lockdown, like I feel like I was like developing social anxiety, and I'm like, I never am like this. I'm literally like not. I talk to everyone, but then I'd like go to big events and I'd be like what do I say? How are we acting?
Right.
And then it's like, do we hug? Do we not?
Right.
What is
okay, so I wanted to hug you today, but I didn't. That's the truth, Katie.
You wanted to hug me?
Yeah. I'll hug you after.
You should hug me now. Hug me after.
Hug me after. Because I just went to Zara the other day and I forgot how to shop. Like you're talking about. I literally bought things off the mannequin. Like, you know, when they put on the mannequin, like the jeans and the shirt that go together. I'm like, okay, if Zara says, like, I don't know, I forgot how to get dressed.
That's hilarious. Yeah. Oh, I like definitely always forget. Yeah, I forgot how to dress too. I would like wear sweatpants, like a graphic tee or something. And then people would be like, what is she wearing? Like the other day, I like went shopping here and like I walked out in the outfit I bought. It was like sweatpants and like a t-shirt, and I had heels on because I didn't have any other shoes. I was like heels and sweatpants and a t-shirt, and I'm like, oh gosh, I look crazy.
But that's so, I love your style too, and I love that it's so like, I you know, love like Hailey Bieber's style, for instance, and she's curated head to toe, and like the pieces fit and they're like fitted probably, and I love that you know, are seen in paparazzi pictures and stuff where you look like a normal girl. Like you have, you can have Juicy, like I'm making it up. Do you even own Juicy sweatpants?
Yes,
Okay, so see, and like a t-shirt and it's just, I genuinely feel like you are a good role model for like girls that are younger than you, even girls that are older than you. I don't know. But it's just nice to see, because I know I can obsess over like I said, a Hailey Bieber outfit or someone that's like every day has a stylist, but I also want to see, and I feel like you look amazing and you're just like yourself. So, okay. So you go on TikTok when it started in like 2016. Were you like I
wasn't on it in 2016. It was like Musical.ly.
Right.
Yeah, it was like which was like this.
Yeah.
But that's kind of coming back, so like, hey, work on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was Musical.ly, and I didn't have Musical.ly at all. I didn't know what it was. I was like more of like a Instagram, Tumblr, like Pinterest kind of.
Were you trying to do anything on Instagram, Tumblr, or you were just like for your friends?
No, it was like not. I mean, I always have my accounts on public because like I would always like make my feed look nice. Like I feel like if you look at my Instagram from like if you scroll all the way down to as far as you can definitely see that I'm like curating like a vibe for myself, you know? And everyone kind of knew, like I would do photo shoots in my backyard with like my sheets and like hang them up in the yard with sheets, and then like get my best friend to like photograph me, and
Oh
like
my God.
we'd do like crazy editing, like fake magazine covers. Like it was the craziest thing ever, and she's still my best friend to this day.
Oh, that's
and we
cute.
like always we like think it's so funny that like I ended up here, because we always would like foreshadow it kind of in a way, and like
It's
do things that-
manifesting out
yeah.
of sense.
Oh, 100%.
So like I feel. Do you think that you were like manifesting without knowing you were manifesting, basically?
Yeah, I think I was like almost like, I hear people say a lot like they spend the money they don't have, and then it always like comes back in a way. Like,
Yeah.
like not necessarily like, obviously don't go crazy, but like if you like dress how you want to live, it almost like, I don't know. I've heard a lot of that about like almost like manifesting in like a way that's like living
Like
it
fake
out.
it till you make it.
Yeah, in that way, honestly.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's kind of like always what I did. I was like, oh yeah, like I'm definitely like living in this tropical, beautiful area. And I was like literally in my backyard at home, and like with a play set, like holding up the sheet or whatever.
So because I read that in the article that like you guys, you don't come from like a rich family or anything, and you literally like made your dreams come true.
It's so weird.
Do you wake up like #blessed, like
hashtag blessed,
hashtag like
thank
pray to
you,
God?
Yes, literally. I like always, every time I say like, oh, thank God, I like genuinely mean it. Like I'm like, oh, thank God. Like I'll always be like, oh, thank God. I like always like pray at 11:11 too if I catch it. I'm like, oh, thank you God for everything.
Yeah,
like,
or like pull out an eyelash just to make a
Yeah,
wish.
I'm like, yep.
Okay, so you didn't get on TikTok right when it started. So did you see people start to do things that you thought, oh, I could do that? Like what made you start your TikTok?
So at my high school that I was a senior in high school whenever I like first even heard of TikTok. But like at my high school, like girls had it and like would do like dances, and like in our computer lab when I'd be like an off period, like I'd see like girls doing TikToks and I'd be like, oh, that's cute, like whatever. I didn't really think much of it. Like I really didn't. I mean, I was like a senior, so I was like, oh, I'm too cool for this,
Yeah.
you know. I'm sure I thought that, but I didn't really like, I didn't even put much thought into it, to be honest. And then girls in my dance studio were getting it and like doing dances on it, and I was like, sure, I'll like be in you guys' TikToks, like whatever, like this is a cute little fun app. I had Vine, so like I kind of like related it to that in a way. And then when I graduated, I was like about to move to Baton Rouge to go to college, and I was like, oh, I guess I'll just download it, like whatever, and maybe post, like my friends have it, you know. So then I started posting on it, and I posted a video with my boyfriend at the time in high school, my high school boyfriend, and it like got 100,000 likes, like out of nowhere. Like it was, there's no explanation. I literally just got 100,000 likes, and I told my mom the next day, I was like, Mom, I just got 100,000 likes. Like, what is this? And she was like, oh my gosh, like what the heck? You know, like you've literally done nothing. What is this? And I was like, I don't know. And she's like, I don't know if that's real. Like that just seems like not real. And then I just kept posting on it, and then somehow hit 10,000 followers like randomly. And I was like, this is crazy.
And from 10,000 to 80 million.
Yeah, it's insane. I still remember the very like exact day that I hit 1 million too, because I was like, this is legendary.
How quickly did that happen from when you started?
Really fast, actually. So I downloaded the app in June of 2019, and I hit 1 million August 27th of 2019.
Oh my God.
It was really fast.
Wait, at that point, were you doing it every day consistently, a few videos
Oh yeah,
a
I was
day?
posting like 5 a day.
5 a day.
Yeah.
Do you
But
know
I would
don't
try to
have a
do like
TikTok?
really funny videos. And then one of my videos went like viral on Facebook, and I was like, yes, I made it.
How does something go viral on Facebook?
Like gets so many views and like shares.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was like this video of me like kicking the shower curtain like as if someone was like in it. It's actually really funny.
And then, okay, so then you realize you're like, wait, I got something here. My followers are going up. This is working. What do you do?
I was like, I need to move to LA.
I need
Like,
to move to LA.
I gotta go. Because my entire life I wanted to like be an actress and be a performer. And like I've always looked up to like J-Lo, and Lady Gaga is like one person too that's like does it all and
Right.
is so amazing and talented. And I mean, even actress wise, like Angelina Jolie, like amazing, and Julia Roberts, like all these people I've always just like watched all their movies. Cameron Diaz, like loved them. And when I was little, I would like memorize lines from movies, and I'd be like, I know I'm gonna do this one day. Like, don't even worry about it. Like, I'm gonna be a star. And then finally, like when I even hit 1 million, I was like, LA's calling me, and I've gotta go. Like, this is my chance, you know. Like, here it is.
So how did you get your family to move?
I literally moved to LA by myself for the first 3 months.
At
19.
19.
And
That's wild.
yeah, and I
Like in an apartment by yourself?
No, I moved in with a girl I had just met, and Yeah, and her family. And
Where'd you meet
like,
her?
I met her from TikTok.
Stop.
Yeah, and my mom was like, okay.
Is she
like,
TikTok famous now?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she's like really known on TikTok. And I moved in with her, and her name's Mads Lewis. And then she let me like live with her and her family for a little bit. And then finally I was like, okay, I need my parents here because I am very confused on what to do. And then I called my mom and I was like, can you guys please move out here? And she was like, I'll be there in a week. And I was like, sick, see you in a week, like thanks. So then they literally like moved out. My dad quit his job and then moved out here
because they like legit like the fuck like they put all their faith in you.
Oh, literally. I think I had like a few million, which realistically is not
it's
like
a lot.
sustained.
First of all, no, but it's a lot.
It's a lot, but it's not like I was making money or any, like there was no promising part of that. It was
like
just like
at that point
yes,
you
I
had
have followers,
no deal, like you didn't have big brand deals.
I mean,
like
I had like audio deals for like $25, I'm sure, like, or maybe $100 if I was lucky, but like, you know, it wasn't like a sustainable career. It was like,
but you believed in yourself and they believed in you.
Yeah,
Wild.
They knew if I said I was gonna, you know, make it work, I would make it work.
Addison, that is wild. So when did the Hype House happen?
The Hype House happened, the beginning of last year. Yeah.
Oh, really?
I know. It seems like forever ago.
I don't feel like that's like a compliment to you. Is like I told you I'm your oldest fan, but like that doesn't mean like I don't have a TikTok and I don't know who's in the Hype House. Like for realsies. Like I wasn't like I'm not in that world, but I love what you do. Do you get what I mean?
Thanks. Yeah.
So like because I'm not. I feel like TikTok is. I don't know. I literally thought when I started watching the dances that there was like a tutorial on the bottom showing you how to do
oh my
the dance.
gosh, that's funny.
I didn't think that people were like learning. It's so hard. Like it's so much harder than it seems.
It is. Yeah.
And so little people can make it not cringy. I think what turned me off was seeing like, just because I follow reality TV and stuff, like so many Bachelor contestants doing dances and then, you know, moms do it. I was just like, no, not everybody.
Moms, hey.
No, okay, you're right. Okay, not you, Sherry. Okay. I was just like, not everybody needs to TikTok. You know what I mean? Okay. So by the way, I was going to ask you which star's career would you want to emulate? And I swear in my mind, I had J-Lo. And then you said J-Lo before and I was like, it's so J-Lo.
Yeah. And like, I mean, gosh, there's so many. Like I said, Lady Gaga too is one who like really does it all too. Yeah. I think, oh gosh.
I mean, said Cameron Diaz too, and I see that in like the cute, like that you have that like what's it called, like girl next door vibes. Oh, you know what I mean? I'm just like hyping you. I'm just Amanda Hype House over here.
Stop.
I'm Amanda Hype House.
Hype House.
I'm a Hype House over here.
That's amazing.
Okay, so TikTok happens. You move to LA, and things start happening, or does it feel like not right away?
Gosh, I feel like LA was just so much faster than what I was used to in Louisiana, like in every aspect, like everyday life is faster. So it feels like it happened like pretty quick. It just like things started picking up and I was super like dedicated to making sure I was like on top of everything and like making things happen. Cause I mean, my family moved out there. I was like, I gotta make it happen now, you know? So yeah, it started happening really fast. And then, I went to the All-Star game in March of last year. And then that's whenever like things really just started to pick up over quarantine too. I think that's whenever like social media really exploded.
You're
you know?
Right.
And then it was like really fast. So.
Right. That's so true. And did you know you could sing?
I always have sang like my entire life. I've loved to sing. I like sang in church a little bit and like always just, I really love music in general. And like, I always like would learn every song and like video myself with my friends singing and like I'm sure, which is god awful. Like now if I look back at it, I'm like, oh god. But like I did always love to sing and I mean, I was like, why not just like do it because I love to do that and I love to perform and you
have the performance thing down. You know what I mean? So that's so important. It's so fun to watch somebody who does like the whole thing. That's why like I'm glad we made sure that like you're continuing with that too and not
for sure. I think like too I think I have also like I'm not no means like the best singer in the world. Like I'm not like a Alicia Keys vocalist, you know, but which like I don't think everyone is that does music, you know, but I think I like my tone and I like that, but like training my voice is something that I'm still doing, and like taking vocal lessons and things like that, just to like strengthen that. And like I do love music so much and performing, like I said. So I mean, I love music, so I think if you love something, you should still do it no matter what people have to say
Triple
about it.
threat, baby.
Yeah.
So okay, so when does the movie come about? Like how because you filmed in like December?
Like November, December
of 2020.
So last year, yeah.
So it's not, because a lot of movies, like they're like, we filmed 7 years ago. This was like recent.
Yeah, this was like not even a year ago.
That was not even a year ago. So how did that come about, that opportunity to be in the movie?
So I had met.
He's All That, by the way.
Yeah, He's All That. Watch it now on Netflix.
It's number one in like 70 something countries.
Yeah, it's so great. I think it's 71. 78.
It's number one in 78
wow.
countries.
Yeah, that's so bizarre to me, and I don't even. It's so hard to like comprehend it, because I'm like, even when I was like opening Netflix, like before the movie was actually out and I watched the trailer for the first time on my TV, because I had seen the movie before it was even on Netflix, the trailer was even out. But like going on my own TV and like pressing Netflix and then watching the trailer, I was like, this is fake. Like this doesn't even seem real. Like how is this not a dream? But yeah, so the movie, I had met with the producer like before the movie was even like finalized by any means. Like she was like working on it solo, and I believe, or just like very like under the rug, like just working on it, maybe thinking about doing the reboot or the reimagining. And she was like talking to me about other things, and then I knew she had done the first movie. And
she did the first movie?
Yeah, she did the first movie. So
I didn't realize that.
The producer, who did this one, did the first movie, and she had like met me. It was very general, like, oh hi, I'm Addison, this is what I want to do in my acting career, and like I would love to like get into this kind of movie and this kind of movie and this thing. And she was like, oh great, like, well, great to meet you, like, oh, whatever, carry on. A few months later, she like sends a script and is like, oh, we'd love for Addison to like send in a tape and like see, maybe, I don't know, who knows, like let's just get a tape and see how she does. And I did the self tape, and then they ended up getting a director attached to it, and I had done like more self tapes. And I think there's like, if we really looked back at how many times I recorded this self tape, it's ridiculous. Like I was just like,
was it the bubble girl scene?
I forgot which scene it was. It was the boyfriend, right?
It's like the Gatsby party when you're fighting with Tana.
Yeah, it was like
really?
The fighting scene. So it was like really kind of intense, and I did the self tape so many times, and then sent it to the producer, and she was like, I love it. Like, let's send it to the director and see what he thinks. And then I ended up having to go back in and like retape it like lots more times after that, until like really felt confident about it. Then we sent it to the director, and then the producer Jennifer had ended up calling me, I think maybe like a month or 2 later, 3 months later. Like, I don't know. I have no perception of time after this pandemic, but like after that, she called and she was like, I was in the car like having a breakdown over like who knows what. I was like going through it, and then she was like, how would you like to star in a movie? And I was like, this is fake. Like, no way. And then from there on, we filmed the movie in November, and it was very fast.
You filmed it in a month, the whole thing?
Yeah, it was like, what, 8 weeks, 6, 7? Yeah.
That's wild.
I know.
And were you in a bubble, like with the people you were filming with?
No, actually, no. Where am I supposed to say that we were?
You were in a bubble. Oh,
we got tested every other day, literally.
That is,
but we weren't like
crazy.
we weren't like locked down in a place. But we filmed in LA, so we got to like got to stay home.
Yeah,
which was
that's
great.
so fun.
Yeah.
So when you were asked, like talked about, to do the movie He's All That, had you at that point watched She's All That?
Yes.
Okay.
I had.
Okay.
My mom's super young. She's 42.
Right.
And so she was like always into like every like rom-com, like
Yeah.
early 2000s, the 90s movies. Like she had like a list of movies that she was like, you must watch. And so like I've seen so many movies that most people my age probably haven't seen.
Right. Because I'm sure you got so many times, like you were born a year, was it before or after? After it came out, which is so wild.
So crazy
To think about.
I know. Like it, yeah.
But was it exciting to you, like the fact that it was that movie? Like, did you have like feelings towards it? Like, oh my God, I love that movie so much. It's so exciting to be.
I feel like a rom-com role like that is like a dream role
Right.
for anyone. Like
Right.
it just seems like so fun because it's like a fairy tale in a way.
And
Like,
especially like that's you basically. Like you're Paget.
I know, it's so funny.
Like she's an influencer.
Right? It's like couldn't have been any better. And it was like I think the perfect role for me to like introduce myself to the film world because I could relate to her. So it was, you know, even a little more believable because I have kind of like technically been method acting for the past 2 years if you think about it for this role.
I love the movie. How are you feeling about how people are receiving it?
I think people love it. I think
Yeah.
people are surprised that they like it.
Yeah.
I think there obviously are people that had things to say about it, but I mean everyone's opinion is their
Right.
own, and you know not everyone's gonna love everything. So, but I think it was really lighthearted. I think
Right.
people were maybe expecting like some crazy storyline of like a, you know, drama, but like it was just like a lighthearted, fun film that was
Yeah.
like a feel-good movie, and I think people that looked at it for what it was enjoyed it.
Exactly. That's exactly right. Like, don't come into it thinking you're watching like
Like
Goodwill Hunting.
Inception.
Like,
Oh, that's an incredible
Inception.
movie.
Yeah.
Inception.
Like, just have fun. It's such a. We watched it. Like, my husband watched it with us. Her boyfriend. Like, and they usually don't watch movies like that. I was like, you're watching Addie. I need to know about the bubble. How did they make the snot bubble? Was it real? Did you snot it up?
I actually had like this slime that they made, and I was like, this is really disgusting and gross. And it was like in this container, like clear, gooey, like, and they would just get a swab and like scoop it up and smudge it on my face. And I was like, oh, it was like salty too, like in my mouth. It was so nasty. But then they ended up like, I think they did a little bit of like special effects because it was like to get it like the perfect size.
perfect,
but
like,
it definitely
bubble.
was bubbling up.
It was
nasty.
bubbling up, and I feel like that was such a good indication of your acting because taking yourself seriously in that moment when you have that bubble on your face, you know?
Oh, I was nervous about
Yeah.
that. I was like, oh gosh, because people are so critical and like judgmental, and because people know me as like me, and like, you know, maybe I'm a little more like not gonna post a too embarrassing photo, obviously,
Right.
intentionally, but like then seeing like that's pretty embarrassing, you
Right.
know, like there's a gif of it, and it's like
There's
excuse
a
me,
gif of
the
it.
bubble like popping, and I'm like, oh gosh, like that's kind of embarrassing, but like I mean, it's like committing to that, and then also being like you're a character, so
Right.
it's not really that bad. Now, there's a lot of things I do for movie, like I don't know, I don't know the extent. I don't want to say too much because I'm like, wait, what am I getting
You're
myself
like,
into?
there's not a lot I wouldn't do.
Like, would you poop your pants for a movie?
Would you be really ugly like Charlize Theron? What was she in? Monster. Have you seen that movie? It's a crazy movie. She gets like the ugliest you've ever
I
seen.
don't think I've seen that movie
You should
yet.
watch- I mean, it's pretty dark.
Should I watch that?
Yeah.
Is it dark?
So dark.
I'm gonna have to watch it. I feel like I would. Yeah, I think I would do mostly
Well,
anything for a role.
We have to announce, aside from the streaming numbers we talked about, also Variety, I read yesterday, you just signed a multi-picture deal with Netflix.
Yeah,
Who is
I
she?
know. I'm Addie. No, but it's so crazy. I know that. I can't believe I have this opportunity. It's incredible. It's so exciting, and like also just being able to like know that I'm gonna be able to work on more things with them, and like it was such an incredible first experience with them with He's All That. So
Right.
like, who knows what's gonna come next?
That is so they loved you so much in the movie, basically, that they're like, we want to keep having you
Yeah.
on.
I
That
know,
is
which
so
is really
freaking
crazy.
exciting, Addison.
I know, it's really crazy.
And
It's like
everybody
a
should watch
pinch
the
me
movie.
moment.
It's such a pinch me moment, and I know that you're so grateful for everything. I could
am.
tell, because I told you about like seeing paparazzi pictures and stuff, and also seeing you with fans. Like, you always seem so nice to your fans. You know what I mean? You're always smiling, and you're always patient. You're always like, how do you manage to stay like, you know, the girl from Louisiana, grounded when you've like blown the fuck up?
I think it's just like I mean, you know, 2 years ago I was in high school. In 2019 I was in high school, and growing up, like I've always had people that I loved and like looked up to, and even if you aren't like a diehard stan of anyone, and like you just look at people and you're like, oh, I love the way this girl dresses, or I love the way she talks, or the way I love her, you know, movie, song, etc. I feel like I would have just been so like excited to talk to those people, and like knowing that I can give people like that, you know, just like excitement of like
Because
talk.
you're a fangirl at heart, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
like you
for
fangirled
sure.
over other people. You're like, I
100%.
enjoy people. Like, I want to
Yeah.
give them what I would want.
Yeah, like when Drew Barrymore followed me on Instagram, I was like, I might throw up. Like, I was so excited. And it's like even getting that simple like acknowledgement of like someone smiling back at me that I love, like, and look up to, and I'll be like, and they smile back and I'm like, oh my God, that just made my year. Like, it's just like little things like that. I'm like, if I can make someone feel like make their day a little bit better by giving them like a hello or like a conversation, like why would I not do that, you know? And it's like so many of these people are the reason why I get so much love and support. So it's like I always want to make sure people know that I value that.
That is so sweet.
I think I'm gonna be nice whenever. I think I try my best to literally never like I always give people the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, you know, you don't know when someone's having a bad day, and there are definitely people that have had the first impression of me like where I'm not having a good day, or maybe my period, or who knows, you know. But like I always try my best to remember, like, you know, when you meet someone for the first time, like, why not give them the best, most pleasant experience if you can? Just because, why not? Like,
why not?
Yeah. And I think just be kind because it's easy to.
That's so true.
Yeah. I mean, I get it though. Sometimes people, you know, prefer like privacy, but like, I guess it's also like, truly, I continue to post and I continue to be active and I continue to pursue these things and in the public eye. So I'm kind of putting myself in the position to do that. So why would I not like be grateful?
Why would you be like, stop, no pictures?
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like,
no
I'm like, no pictures. Takes a selfie. Like, no, I'm obviously, you know.
I won't forget that video that I don't know if it's you that posted, but you were doing a TikTok. This is when you had really long hair.
It was outside of Earth.
Was it that?
Yeah, and I'm like doing a TikTok, and I'm like, 1 second. Yeah, that's funny.
That's so ballsy. Like, I feel like not only are you doing something
publicly?
In the middle of the street, in front of people, like, you have self-confidence that like people would die to have.
Oh my God, it's definitely embarrassing.
I wanted to stop on the phone, and I knew the producer was out there, and I was like, but he hears me. Like, I was like embarrassed that he would hear. And meanwhile, you're like, they were all there.
Like,
and meanwhile, they know that you're Addison
I was like,
Rae.
so I took a second and I finished the TikTok.
Yeah, you finished it. She legit finished the TikTok.
Well, and they were like so sweet too. I was like, well, okay, granted, it wasn't like I like saw them and was like, oh, let me do a TikTok. It was like I was literally like doing it, and then they came up and I was like, oh my gosh, 1 second, and then it was like still going. So I was like, whatever, I'll finish it.
Let me finish it, and I'll be right.
And I'll be BRB.
Okay, you know I have to ask you this because I also love Kourtney Kardashian. Did you meet, because then we saw you girls being friends, like this was quarantine times, I feel like everyone is freaking out. People were like, oh my God, are they in a relation? Like there were like we're like, how'd you become friends? Then we kind of found out that it was through Mason because he loved you on TikTok. And she wanted to surprise him.
Yeah. Okay. So this is what happened. Do you know David Dobrik?
Yeah.
He's like a YouTuber, and he like does a lot of like surprising this person with this and gifts and things. So David had been friends with Kourtney, like they knew each other, and I think they had done maybe film together before, and then David was like, oh, like Mason loves Addison, so why don't we like film me bringing Addison to meet Mason, since he knew me and he knew them. So then I was like, of course, like why would I not go do this? Like why would I would, you know, of course, like let me just do this. And so I went and I like hid in the back of her trunk and like waited for Mason to finish.
In the trunk?
It was so funny. Yeah, I was literally in the trunk, and I think I have a selfie video of me in the back of the trunk, and I was like, I'm literally in the trunk right now, like about to surprise Mason, like what's going on? And then I did, and then
what was his? Because like a little boy's reaction, do they show excitement?
Oh, it was so cute.
Oh,
he was so
cute?
excited. Yeah, it was adorable.
My God.
And he's so sweet. Like Kourtney's done such a good job of raising her kids. They're all so cute and so sweet and like really so mature. I love it. But yeah, then me and Kourtney started working out together because she's like so in shape and looks incredible. And I was like, yeah, like I need to get in shape, of course. And her trainer was so hard. We ran so much. Which one is it,
the Joe guy?
Yeah, Joe and Dawn. He had like done a lot of. She's like, I already know. But yeah, Dawn like had us running so much. Joe like has a lot of ab work, so we like worked out together. It was really fun. She's so sweet, and like just working out. I mean, working out is like such a fun thing, but like doing it with someone that's like, I'm like, I want to look like that. You know what I mean?
You're like
even more. I'll run. I will not stop running.
No, that is amazing. So you started hanging out with Kourtney. Was it weird for you going from like, okay, I know she's Kourtney Kardashian. How do I go from knowing that's her and like playing it cool?
Yeah, I mean, gosh, it's so funny.
And this whole industry basically for you too. Like you're in LA, you pop up so quickly, become a mega star. But like you said, there's so many people like you looked up to before.
Yeah, it's like it's always funny because like it's almost like the unspoken thing of like you know who they are and like you like them, you've known them forever. Like oh my gosh, I've watched Keeping Up with the Kardashians since I was like probably 6.
And then
'cause,
you
like,
got
my mom
on.
watched it, and then I was on it, which is so bizarre.
No, that's
But, like,
literally your biggest account.
it's
I'm just
so
kidding.
okay, I know, it's
And it was
crazy.
so cute though,
It's so
Addison,
funny.
because I mean the storyline kind of went that like the sisters were like, who's Addison
Mm-hmm.
vibes, and then you like win them over kind of by the end, right? It's like at first they're like, who are you, what are you doing, like blah blah blah, and then you kept on smiling the whole
Yeah.
episode and being like sweet. And then I think there was like you taught Kim Kardashian how to like TikTok.
Yeah, that was so funny. She's so funny. But yeah, I mean, it's just like you get to know people past the surface level, and then which the surface level is always like who they are. It's like very true to who everyone is, and everyone's like lived up to all my expectations. But like when you just really get to realize like they're you know
Just a
a real
person.
person. Yeah, they're a real person with feelings and a heart, and do things because they love them. It's like really inspiring. So it always reminds me like, okay, like, you know, I feel like people sometimes feel the same way about me though. When I like meet a fan, maybe they'll be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're this nice in real life. And I'm like, well, like, you know, I hope so. Like,
Yeah.
I hope I'm similar to the way that you think I am, you
right.
know? But yeah, I mean, it's always a good surprise. Every person I've met is like a good surprise.
That's
it's like,
so
oh, wow.
nice.
Yeah.
And also it's like the positive, like you're thinking positively.
Totally.
You know, I feel like that's also something. If you were to think before, like, let's see if they're like a bitch in real life. Like you're
I hate that. I hate when people say
like
that too.
like you're just in a positive vibes. So okay, so you meet Courtney before the movie, not because of the movie.
Before.
Okay, and then so how does she get on the film?
So, I was talking to Jennifer, the producer, and I was like, oh, she was like, it'd be so fun to have people in it. And I was like, oh, it'd be so fun to have Courtney in it. And then she was like, well, there's this role that like makes perfect sense.
It
like,
does make perfect
a
sense.
mentor. And I was like, oh, well, there we go. And so I was like, Courtney, it'd be so fun if you were in the movie. And she was like, yeah, let's do it. And I was like,
She was like,
Great.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
I know. That was
Addison.
really sweet of her. She like did not have to do that whatsoever, but she killed it. And
No,
she
it
had
was a
so much
vibe.
fun.
I mean, she was like
awesome.
on that like Venice,
Yeah.
like it was such a vibe. And honestly, the movie is so good for everybody, not just Gen Zers, for legit people my age, 30 who look 20.
Well, like, because
And
Rachel's in it
also-
and Matthew's in it.
True.
And it was like,
Oh, those
so
throwbacks were
reminiscent.
so good.
So
Matthew
good.
Lillard, who
Is
plays
hilarious.
the principal, such
Principal
a
Bosch.
vibe. He literally killed the dance.
So
oh my god,
good.
that dance though. Can we like okay, let's poke fun for 1 second. The dance, the prom dance. How was that like the hardest thing for you to do in the movie? It looked
It really wasn't that
No?
hard. It was so fun.
Really?
We wanted to do it. When we got the final take of it, we were like, let's do it 10 more times. And our director was like, no, let's move on. Like, here we go. Let's keep going. And we were like, no. It was so fun.
Oh really?
We had a blast. Yeah. That
And-
was probably the most fun.
so it
thing
was
to
the
film.
hardest thing to film.
The hardest thing to film. Gosh. The Croquembouche throwing part was pretty intense just because like
croquembouche.
multiple takes of that, like screaming and like crying hysterically was
True.
definitely hard. But
Did you know what Croquembouche was before?
nope.
I was like, she sounds like she knows because I don't know.
Croquembouche.
You know?
Nope,
You
didn't know. I was like, what the hell is that? And then I figured out what it was, and I ate so much of it on set too. As we were like in between takes, I would like clip off a piece of the chocolate and be like, I'm eating that. It was really good too. I probably shouldn't have eaten that because it was like props, but it was good. I liked it. The hardest scene, yeah, probably like
The
that or like an
Croquembouche.
emotional one. Or like the monologue I thought was going to be super hard, which it was.
Which
but
one?
The monologue at the prom whenever I'm kind of like spilling my heart out.
yeah.
But that was like honestly one of the scenes where I felt the most confident, and it was just kind of like a moment to like slow down and breathe and relax and
That's so sweet.
and
It
it was
kind of reminded me of
emotional.
like Mean Girls vibes, like when
Like-
Lindsay Lohan does the
yeah,
the
like
thing
kind
at
of
the end.
like just like a here it is, the explanation of
So the
whatever. And
kissing
it's
wasn't
like-
weird for you?
No, the kissing wasn't weird. We kissed before we even shot the kiss because
To
we
practice?
Yeah, like literally. He was like, all right, this might be weird, but like I like to like do the kiss first off camera and not in front of a million people because it's weird. And like how awkward is it if you like hit faces on accident? It's just like weird. So he was like, okay, well we can kiss like one time.
Wait, like
Just
in
like-
a trailer?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So we kissed like just to practice.
no
And-
tongue though.
no, it wasn't weird at all. It
Yeah.
was just like, I mean, it was like we want to make it
Look
look
good.
good.
Yeah.
That was the point, you know, for
Yeah.
it to be right. And so it was like not awkward at all. We were like, all right, well, let's do it, I guess. Okay. And we we're like, kiss. And we we're like, okay, cool, let's go shoot it. And then we like walked out. We we're like, all right, here we are. Like, let's shoot the scene. It was so
Well,
funny.
you're a pro now. You gotta get used to those kissing scenes. Addison Rae, everybody, thank you so much for literally blessing me by coming on my podcast.
Thank
I'm
you.
obsessed with you too.
As much as you. Oh my gosh. Thank you for having me.
Thank
This was so
you.
fun.
So fun.
Yeah, hopefully I'll send you some more songs or something.
Or something.
Or
Bye.
something.
Thank you, Addison.
Bye.
Yay.